Welcome back to These Things Are Written. On this Monday, as we begin a new week, we are continuing with Genesis, starting today with chapter 26. Remember a few chapters ago, we were talking about Abraham, and there were two instances where he tried to pass his wife off as his sister, which in a way was kind of true. We see now Isaac, in a way, imitating his father in a way that isn't always good. Genesis 26, beginning with verse 1. Now there was a famine in the land beside the former famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Gerar to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. And the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt, dwell in the land of which I shall tell you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and I will bless you. For to you and to your offsprings I will give all these lands, and I will establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. I will multiply your offspring as the stars of the heaven, and will give to your offsprings all the land, and in your offspring all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." See, the promise that God made to Abraham, God is showing now extends to Isaac. Now, it talks about because of all Abraham did, because he obeyed my voice, kept my charge, my commandments, statutes, laws, understanding that it's not because Abraham was perfect, because we saw that he wasn't, but we do see that Abraham was faithful. He trusted in the Lord, and it was credited to him as righteousness. The other thing to note in this, it talks about Abimelech, king of the Philistines. Abimelech is just kind of one of those titles in many ways for kings. Not necessarily a king by that name, but really Pharaoh, such as Pharaoh, king of Egypt. It is Abimelech, king of the Philistines. Let's move on to verse 6. So Isaac settled in Gerar, and the men of that place asked him about his wife. He said, "She is my sister," for he feared to say my wife, thinking, lest the men of this place should kill me because of Rebekah, because she was attractive in appearance. Wow, it really reminds me of Abraham and Sarah, doesn't it? When he had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out the window and saw Isaac laughing with Rebekah, his wife. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, she is your wife. How then could you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I thought, lest I die because of her." Abimelech said, "What is this you have done? One of the people might have easily lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So Abimelech warned all the people, saying, "Whoever touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." It's interesting as I read this passage and also the one with Abraham, a reminder that, even the pagans have an understanding of marriage, have an understanding of the sanctity of marriage, and not breaking that bond that God puts in place. Not committing adultery. The other thing that stands out to me is, again, how similar it is to the lie that Abraham told. The one difference here was that he didn't give his wife away. Isaac didn't, but just simply lied. Now, it also could be said that Abraham didn't fully lie because she was his half-sister, but that's no excuse, right? And as we look at this, it was an outright lie for Isaac because she was in no way even possibly thought of as his sister. Let's continue with verse 12. Then Isaac sowed in that land and reaped that same year 100-fold. The Lord blessed him. And the man became rich and gained more and more until he became very wealthy. He had possessions of flocks and herds and many servants, so that the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped and filled the earth with wells. that his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham, his father. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." Even though, like his father Abraham, Isaac lied, like Abraham, his father, God was still with him, still guiding him, still blessing him, and providing him with much. A reminder to us in a way as parents, isn't it? That our children are watching us. Our children are following our actions, more so even than our words. A reminder to us parents, even to grandparents, to be thoughtful in what we do and what we say, because remember, the little ones are always watching. Stop back again tomorrow as we look at the next part in this saga with Isaac and Rebekah and Esau and Jacob. We'll see you then. God bless.